Anybody gonna sing for us today?
ច្រៀងសុំច្រៀងចាច្រៀងបងចាក់ត
Why are you laughing? Oh, you're eating her slides.
I currently work for Jewish Family and Community Services. Our agency has done a few collaborative efforts with ARTogether. I also sit on the advisory board for ARTogether, and I love what they do and what they're trying to get done.
I'm a clinical supervisor here at CERI, which is Center for Empowering Refugees and Immigrants. I'm an LCSW, licensed clinical social worker. ARTogether formed a partnership about a year ago with CERI. They were looking for, finding more communities, refugee and immigrant communities that were interested in kind of infusing art and therapy and ways to help people heal from past traumas. And we're all about that. That's the kind of work we do often.
Our new programs, something that started last year, is ARTogether. Leva Zan approached our agency and she talked about this idea of bringing refugee immigrant artists to our clients, refugee immigrant clients, not only for CERI, but in general. That was the mission of her organization, and we sort of embraced that.
17.
14 to 17.
But this king, he don't have I think he don't have a mouth.
I was particularly struck by the Cambodian refugees.
Okay.
They were so grief-stricken that they looked like ghosts. And when I first started doing intakes and hearing their stories, I was so overwhelmed by the atrocities that these clients have been subjected to.
You're not going to be able to do anything if you're highly traumatized. That's just something we all, in the field you would know kind of thing, is that like if you're really highly traumatized, you're going to be constantly replaying the trauma. You're going to constantly be worried about what's going to happen to you. You're going to have this flat affect. You're not going to be able to feel joy. So in order to be able to do anything and learn any skills, you need to address the trauma.
All of the things that it takes to resettle as a refugee, even through 10, 20 years of resettling here as a refugee, a lot of it is logistics and brain things and systems and figuring out how they work and paying the bills and getting the job and what are taxes. And the thing I love about ARTogether is that it's a departure from all of that process and all of that stress. It's just sitting down and speaking the universal language of art.
Art has a way of kind of activating kind of joy and happiness and creativity, and working through trauma, like just through doing art, can oftentimes be a way of healing, because it can help you express some of the trauma or the fear or the sadness or whatever it is, or happiness, and feeling kind of in their body versus being outside of their body, which is oftentimes what happens in trauma. So it's a really nice way of healing.
What we see people experiencing in the process of doing ARTogether activities is a kind of a letting go of all of the tension, just a break, a change. And what's really cool to hear about some of the activities that are going on is we'll see people starting to bond with each other. There's giggling over the way somebody's doing one thing or another. There's like, wow, look at you, you did that. There's people who tell a piece of their story through the art. And we love to see kind of the bond that happens between people when they're actually doing the art.
ខ្ញុំមកកន្លែងនេះបានមកជួបជុំគ្នាច្រើនទៅនិយាយពីនេះពីនោះអីទៅដូចសុបាយដែរដល់ស្រាយរៀងខ្លួនទៅគិតមើលទៅគេអញ្ចេះគេអញ្ចូលវាដូចតែគ្នាពិបាកទុកអីពេលខ្លះក៏ពិបាកអ្នកខ្លះពិបាកពេលខ្លះអ្នកខ្លះក៏សុបាយដែរណាវាធ្វើឲ្យយើងគិតឃើញថាអូមនុស្សយើងខុសៗគ្នាគិត
Our men were very quiet in the groups. as soon as they started to paint, they started to paint about Khmer Rouge and their experience in Cambodia. And then they started talking about it. And so the conversations and the sharing went really, really deep. And so we've been using art as a medium in our men's group.
Guys, I missed you all.
ARTogether is a resource community center. It's a resource community building organization. They have activities that they organize themselves, and they do a lot of partnering with other organizations that are serving refugees or connected to people who are refugees.
ARTogether is an agency that provides art and resources to communities, refugees, and immigrants. We hold the mental health piece. She holds the art and brings in different resources to our agency.
ខ្ញុំចូលចិត្តខ្ញុំសប្បាយចិត្តដែលបានមកធ្វើហើយបើសិនគាត់អត់មកបរិញ្ញាខ្ញុំក៏ចេះដែរហើយបើចាំជាងគេហើយនឹងធ្វើអានេះ
Oh, the keychain here.
អានេះខ្ញុំធ្វើចែកចោលខ្ញុំហើយកូនខ្ញុំឲ្យដាក់សអញ្ចឹងឯង
So I'm in charge of the ladies' craft mornings. That Leba was looking for an artist for this refugee program that they were running, and I was super excited about it because I'm a refugee too. You know, when I moved to this country, my biggest problem was loneliness. I was very lonely. Even though I knew English when I came here, I was still not very confident in talking to other people, going out. So I feel that with these ladies, their first step is the language, which is not totally there, all there. There's a big disadvantage for them. Art is not a verbal interaction. You know, when you go see a painting, the painting is not really verbally talking to you, it's visually. So if we empower them with some art or craft, then they will be able to communicate with other people.
Over the last year, United States has closed its doors to refugees.
The number of refugees admitted into the U.S. has dropped by over 70% in the last year.
And the challenges faced by refugees have grown worse and worse.
ARTogether works to fight against these anti-immigrant forces.
We are a non-profit organization that strives to foster a safe community space for refugees.
By creating art in a welcoming and socially supportive environment for all.
We heal, build friendships, and express ourselves through creating art.
In just a year, ARTogether has facilitated 75 different workshops and social gatherings.
We have reached over 700 members of our refugee communities.
We have also built an international community of refugees, immigrants, and allies of 1,500 members and counting.
Our rapid growth has shown us that we are satisfying a real need of this community.
This is why we are inviting you to help our efforts by making a monthly contribution of $10 or more.
This way we can put in more resources into expanding our workshops and supporting our refugee artists. Your donation will make a real difference in helping our refugee brothers and sisters, helping us create a community that is stronger, more resilient, and unified for everyone.